Welcome to another episode of Discover St. Cloud, Florida. This is Krista McCary, and I'm here with your host,
Janine Corcoran, broker for Corcoran Connect, a real estate company.
And it's that time of the month again. We're doing 2 episodes a month, and this time we've got your market report, right?
Yep, that's right. St. Cloud market report. And first, we're going to start with 34769, which is considered all the downtown area. We had 35 sales in the month of March. And of those sales, 29 of them were single stories at $239.56 price per square foot. And then we had 6 two stories at $176.09 price per square foot.
That's awesome. And so your average price per square foot across the board is actually $228.68, which is up month over month. From last month, it's up almost 4%, 3.68%. And you're still up year over year, 11.85%. And I did pull that. I know we talk about it some months. We don't talk about it every month, just kind of like looking for changes and kind of getting a pulse on the market. But we did have 25 days to contract and 53 days to close.
Okay.
And funny enough, that was the exact same as last month.
Oh, that's funny.
So literally no change there. And then there's currently, as of today's filming, it's Saturday, April 8th, right before Easter.
Yay.
And there were 42 active homes on the market. We had, with the 35 sales last month, that actually means that 34769 has a 1.2 month supply.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a house to sell in 34769, you got to buy around there.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Very low supply there.
I like that stat, adding that one in.
Yep.
And then we have our 34771 who sells the most homes. And we had 104 homes that sold. Of that, 71 of them were single stories at $236.72 price per square foot. And the two stories, 33 of them, were $197.07. What was that like last month?
That's awesome. And so if you look at your month over month averages, your average price per square foot was $224.14. And then so month over month, you're up 8.64%, and year over year, you're up 6.58%.
Oh, wow.
So it's still a healthy market here. There were 32 days to close 32 days till contract, and then 64 days to close. So that's basically a month sitting on the market, finding the buyer, and then another month to close. So they're in some traditional, I feel like.
And there's a lot of new build in that area.
There is a lot of new builds. And so this month's supply is actually going to be a little bit wonky, right? Because not every builder lists every available home on the MLS. So this is just looking at MLS numbers. Our active homes on the market currently in 34771 are 227 houses.
Oh, wow.
But we average 104 sold. So that's 2.2 months supply.
Oh, that's getting higher.
so just barely. It's still isn't it traditionally anything like 3 and under is like a seller's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're still saying it's seller's market because of inventory, but I do feel that buyers have a little bit more, because of the way the interest rates are and inflation, that they have a little bit more control than they used to.
Right.
And then the houses in some areas are sitting on the market longer.
Yep.
So then in 34772, we had 57 properties that sold. Of them, 41 of them were one stories at $224.64 price per square foot, and two stories, 16 of them were at $194.73 price per square foot.
So your averages month over month is up 2.6% from last month, and year over year still up 1% over March of last year. It took about 58 days to go to contract and 94 days to close for those homes. So about 2 months on the market and then another month to close. A little bit longer. And there's currently 136 active homes. And again, same thing, 34772 also has a lot of new construction. So, definitely take that into consideration. And then, of course, we had 57 houses that sold. So that's about a 2.4 month supply.
Oh, wow. And then we have 34773, which includes Harmony, and that is only 17 properties sold. Of that, 13 of them were single stories, $214.65 price per square foot. Two stories, 4 of them, $180.53. How does that look?
So month over month, you're down a little bit. Again, 34773 is a little hard because it's not really it's a large zip code, but there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of activity going on. There's only 17 houses. And if you throw in a handful of houses from, Halapaw mixed in with the new construction in Harmony West, it really just, the numbers are a little wonky. But anyway, so your month over month, you're down 2.73%, and year over year, you're basically the same. You're up 0.37%.
Interesting.
So but then here we also have days to contract, we're 5, and then days to close 47. So that was the quickest moving zip code. And then we have 42 homes that are active currently on the market, and that's just looking at single family homes. And so if you take that number and you divide it by the 17 sales we had, that's a 2.5 month supply. So again, I don't know, like 34773 is a little more challenging.
And then
to
plus you
like,
have 55 and older in there too.
Right,
Well,
you
you're
have to
doing 371, you have that too.
right.
Yeah.
But it's just different because there's such a broad range. You could be on, in Harmony in a custom home, or you could be in Holopaw in a manufactured home, or, you know what I mean?
Or condo or townhouse.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a little bit different in terms of what goes into those numbers. And so what happened in Harmony itself?
So in Harmony, Maine, we're not talking about West right now, and we're not talking about Central. Harmony, Maine only had 8 sales. I mean, that's not a lot. So of that, 1 stories, we had 2 of them, 204.94, and then of the 2 stories is 192.94. Ashley Park, these are the condos and townhouses, came in at 167.55 price per square foot. And then we had, of the resales, we came in at 192.51. Sorry, my contacts are still adjusting. In the Lakes, we only had 1 sale. Just 1 sale. That was 204.89. That's a single story. And then we go down to Harmony West. Harmony West had more sales, 12 sales, single stories, 10 of them, 217.56 price per square foot. 2 stories, only 2 of them, 180.97.
Wow, that's crazy. So it seems like the new construction obviously is turning over. And in terms of, we obviously live in Harmony, so we see it on a more regular basis, but there's not really a ton of single family homes for sale, right? So it's definitely a different market.
And it's interesting. I was at a listing appointment, and if you look at what's active, so Adams Homes are to one side, Harmony Central a little bit cheaper. I'm not saying cheaper in building, just cheaper at the active.
I am. I'm just kidding.
And then you have Harmony West, and then you have Harmony Maine, and there's not a lot of resales that come up. So when they do come up, they really hold their value because people want to be in Harmony Maine.
Right.
And then, so if you're looking at, it's hard because I love when I get appraisers that actually know, it's kind of like, apples to apples, not apples and oranges.
Right.
And so if you look at a house that just sold and it's getting quite the value, but then you look at the active side, like how is it so different?
Right.
But it's just amazes me. It's you need some kind of college degree to figure out what should you price your house at.
Right. Absolutely. And that's true because it's funny. I did have a conversation with a resident from Harmony West recently that didn't realize that they were not the same community as Harmony Maine. And I was like, that's just because Harmony is in the name doesn't mean it's the same, everything. So, so it is interesting.
And it holds value more, definitely if you're in Harmony Maine versus Harmony West,
right?
Harmony Central,
right?
The value is just higher there,
right?
Because there's more of a demand because the community is established.
Yeah,
you can walk to the schools. It's huge. There's so many factors.
I know. Walking to the schools is like probably the biggest thing, which is why like we didn't want to move from that. Like we're still in Harmony Maine, but like on the other side of the clubhouse. Yeah. But because you could walk to the schools, it's such
huge.
a big factor. Being able to bring your kids there and stuff like that, and
it's huge.
So that's awesome. But anyway, so different story out here in Harmony. So definitely give Janine a call, expert Harmony resident here that can help you, get your home sold. And then we have, of course, last but not least, our vacant land.
And so vacant land, we only had 9 parcels that sold, and usually when I look at it, it's mostly cash. We have a couple of conventional in there. 1, 2, 3 of them were conventional.
Right.
But the highest one that sold was 20 acres is that the highest one? Oh, no. There's one up above it. Actually, on Bullis Road, there's one only 4 acres, and that one sold for $950.
And it's funny because I missed the Bullis Road one to look it up and kind of see what its story was. But the 20-acre property that sold for $400 is a cattle farm.
Okay.
And it's kind of like it's on 192 heading towards I say on 192. It's not 192. It's like off of 192, right between the blinking light at Holopaw and Harmony. Kind of like set right back there. It's not far off of 192, but it's 20 acres and it's cattle farm and you have deeded driveway access. So I don't think it's like something that could be purchased to be subdivided.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean? So seeing that at the price, because that, obviously makes the price per acre is like almost $5,000.
Yes.
That's
What a
really
deal.
low. It's a great deal. But hey, if you want a piece of land and you want to put a house on it, that's a great deal. So anyway, so that's great. So not a lot selling in, in the vacant land, not big parcels at least anymore, right? We don't see that much anymore.
There's only one private sale, a private money sale, meaning they probably held the mortgage.
Right.
And that was over there on Canoe Creek. But yeah, no, it's all good.
Awesome. So definitely feels like the market's a spring market, right? Traditional spring market in terms of demand and people coming and, still
Always.
wanting to purchase, and prices are still rising very slowly. But at a
A lot
normal,
slower than last year.
but at a normal rate, like to think that,
Yeah.
still 2% in a month is good.
Yeah,
Like, that's,
yeah. As long as folks know, it could take time.
Right,
That's it. You
right.
have to be patient.
That's the biggest thing. It's going to take a little bit longer, sit on the market for 30 to 60 days, 90 days to get you closed. So if you have a time frame that you want to get.
And I had it's interesting. I had two buyers, like this was just this past week, and both of them said, I'm tired of paying the rental prices. I thought I was waiting for this market to come down. I am not waiting anymore. I'm not paying these rental prices, and I'm going to buy a house. And that it was just like so matter of fact, like they came to like light bulb, like I'm tired of paying rent.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people were like, oh, rent prices are going crazy. Oh, the market's crazy. Oh, the interest rate shot up. Like the market's going to fall. And so they were all like, I'll just pay this, ridiculous rent. Like I cannot even believe the rental prices for, a year or two and wait. And then nothing happened. And it's like, well, do I want to commit to a whole nother year of paying
Someone else's
$2,500 for 3 bedrooms? Like
It's insane.
it's crazy. So definitely a smart move, and probably where a lot of our buyers are coming from. So
Yeah. So I think we'll start seeing an uptick, and they're finally settling with the idea that, okay, maybe the market is not changing like I thought it would. So maybe I need to buy a house now.
Right. Get out of it and get into your own place. And so that's all great. But anyway, so that's good. Market's doing well.
Yep.
Right. Real estate market is doing well. So if you want to look to buy and sell, don't worry. The sky is not falling. The prices are not crashing. You can still get your home sold and get something that you, like as well. So definitely,
Reach out.
good things. Yep. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us for another episode. Don't forget, you can always find us on all of your favorite podcast platforms. If you have any questions, comments, things that you want to hear us talk about, you can go ahead and give us a call at
1844 St. Cloud. That's STCLOUD.
You could also email us at discoverstcloud@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can check us out on anywhere you find your
Facebook, YouTube, we're all there.
Yep.
Instagram.
Yep. Check us out. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode.